Hello, everybody. Welcome back to E20 Zone TV, the first player ratings of the season. And I have got the boys back in town for it. To my right, you know who he is. Lucas, all the way from the USA via Baltimore, DC. Down the bottom there is the most hated man
Baltimore, DC, whatever that is.
Well, I'll slag me off later. Most hated man on Twitter, WestHamOnline, and over there is Mitch. Gentlemen, before we get started, how is everyone? Is everyone happy?
I'm quite cranky. I just woke up from a nap.
Yeah, right. Are you ready to rock and roll with this?
Yep.
Let's go. Right, let's get right into it. I can see how enthusiastic you are, so I'll get enthusiastic. I'll get enthusiastic for you. Right, let's start off with this man, Alphonse Areola. Mitch, I'll let you go first. What you say?
No O at the end of his name. Areola.
Well, done.
I'd give Areola I'd have to give him a 7 to defeat. I'll give him a high 6.
High 6, yeah. What about you, WestHamOnline?
Strong performance. I thought there was one shot that went straight at him that he should have caught, but he parried it, which is not a good sign. But apart from that, I thought he was good. Didn't really have any difficult shots to face, but I actually thought he dealt well with the corners. I'm usually quite critical of him on that, but I thought he'd done well. Kicking was inconsistent, but Fab's is always inconsistent too. So I'll give him between a high 6 and a low 7. I'll go for a low 7.
Low 7 for you. First off, I want to thank Keith Knight. He's just become a member.
Thank you, Keith.
Really do appreciate it, Keith. And hope you enjoy all the member content, mate, that I'm going to do. I'll go next. I think he's all right. I think he's a bit harsh, 6s and all that. I think what he done well. I'm going to give him a high 7. I don't think he done anything wrong. What did he really do?
His distribution wasn't great. Could have caught that shot. I think the top keepers make the save against Solanke. And that's it.
I don't know about that.
I do think that's the sort of thing that Fab... I'm not saying he should have saved it, but I do think that's the sort of situation that Fab's...
I don't expect Areola to make that save, and you don't deserve any blame, but all I'm saying is the top keepers, I think, would do better. I think they would save it, or at least touch it away.
Well, hello to Lawrence. So I'm going to give him a high 7. I don't think it was that bad. Lucas, what you saying?
I'm going to give him a 7. I thought he was pretty solid yesterday. Thought he commanded his box well. Didn't have a lot of shots to save. I don't really blame him for the goal. I don't think a lot of goalkeepers make that one-on-one save. He had a decent near post save that.
Yeah.
Who knows if Fabianski makes that save? But
Good evening.
I didn't think his distribution was bad. He didn't really have a chance to. The way I look at the distribution thing, really all he did was hoof the ball up the pitch. He didn't really have a chance to ping any passes. So,
but the passes sometimes went completely over all our players, and they also went out for throwing once or twice as well.
I don't judge him for that. Now, if he was trying to ping somebody near the touchline, like playing out from the back, I'd be more of a judge of that. But I thought he was solid. Not a lot of difficult saves to make, and commanded his box well. 7 for me.
7 for you. Mixed opinions on that. Let's go to this man, Vladimir Coufal, WestHamOnline.
Terrible in possession. Absolutely shocking in possession. I'll say that first. But I thought defensively he was good. Didn't let anything go past him. I think him and Bowen are always good defensively as a duo. At the back post, his marking was good. I can't really think of a defensive situation he messed up. But as I say, he was shocking on the ball. So this might sound a bit harsh, but I don't really think it is because he was that bad in possession. But I'm going to give him a 5.
Oh, dear. Someone looks like their house is getting robbed. Mitch, what are you saying?
I would say I completely agree with Alfie. Should I repeat myself? Should I repeat what Alfie said? No. So I'll give him a 5. 7. If you mean 7 for Areola, then that's fair enough. If you actually think so far deserves a 7, then put point for you. Every time he got the ball, and this is my problem with so far, he's the most he's the most predictable footballer I've ever seen. And I've got, that was good, Soucek. He's
I
just
bet I
like,
know what you're going to say. Go
when
on.
you expect him to hoof it, he hoofs it. When you expect him to, I don't know, just like, he just can't be calm, composed, nick it round the corners. He's very like, this attacker's probably going to block this smash up the pitch, but whatever, I'm going to do it anyway. He's just so frustrating on the ball, so frustrating. And with someone like Bowen, who he would flourish if we had someone overlapping Bowen, because Bowen always runs at the attacker. He's very direct, and if he had someone overlapping him at a right back with a good bit of end product, then we'd be so much better done at right hand side.
Because he's very inconsistent with like linking up play. Coufal. There's some matches where he links up decently, but then there's some like yesterday where all he does is just hoof the ball forward.
Well, he's got a bit of open space. He's pretty decent, but in those tight games where you need to be intricate, take good touches, when you need a bit of quality in those tight areas,
he hasn't got no quality to get out. He's got no quality to get out of certain positions, right?
And his crossing is just dog. It really is dog.
Yeah. So listen, I'll go next. I'm going to say this. I'm going to give him a high five. Giving him like a bit of praise because we didn't lose the game. But I agree with everything what Mitchell says. He hoops the ball down the line. Listen, I like Vlad, but he shouldn't be first choice. We should have a right back and a left back at this club who can go up and down the wings and overlap people. Emerson's doing it, but he can't defend. So we've got a bit of a problem. High five from me.
That's
Lucas.
harsh.
Yeah, like
I'm being real.
The testaments you all have given, I don't disagree with. Yesterday, he wasn't great in possession. I would only say he wasn't because of hoofing the ball forward. If he just didn't hoof the ball forward, and it wasn't just him. I don't know why yesterday we were trying to play so many long balls. If we just kept playing the ball short to each other and linking up together up the pitch, I actually think we probably would have won that match. But we hoofed the ball so many times up the pitch for God knows what reason. But in my opinion, I think that's what killed Coufal in possession. Just too many times he tried hoofing the ball forward. If he would have tried to maybe either play it sideways or back and keep possession a little bit, it probably would have looked a bit better. But it was just another one of his games where every time he touched the ball, he seemed to just try and play a long ball over the top to Bowen. But I thought defensively he was strong enough, very decent to give – I'm probably going to give him just a 6. I thought he was good enough defensively to hold that rating.
When you keep doing the same thing over and over again, you're going to get the same results. And Vladimir Coufal does the same thing over and over again, and people think he's just going to turn into a right back who's just going to bomb down up and down the wing. Ain't going to work, I'm afraid. But we move on to this man, Kurt Zouma. Lucas.
This could potentially be one of the easiest ratings of the night. He's going to be part of a bouquet maybe for this. I'm not sure. It'll depend on hearing some others, but I'm pretty confident on this. Captain Zouma, who knows if that's sticking or not next week or down the road, but it looked kind of nice seeing him with the armband on. But I thought yesterday he was exceptional. He cleared everything away. He was an absolute brick wall, and that's what I hope from him every single week. I thought he was excellent. I'm going to give him an 8. I thought he was really good.
WestHamOnline.
Shocking in possession.
Yeah.
Absolutely shocking in possession. I think he's got worse. He genuinely looks like the average 50-year-old at times, the way he runs with the ball.
His bones probably feel like it, trust me.
And it's a bit worrying how bad our right-hand side is in possession. Our left-hand side, like Emerson, Paqueta, Benrahma, they can all pass the ball well. Our right-hand side can't, which is a bit worrying. But, yeah, defensively, he was unbelievable. He's always been a great box defender. His clearances were good. Headed the ball out a lot. Every cross he got in the way of.
There wasn't a clearance he didn't make. And like any type of clearance you wanted yesterday, he done it.
But what I will say about him is sometimes he does clear it when he doesn't need to as well.
Yeah,
there was times where it was coming near him and he just cleared it just for clearing's sake. I will give him a 7 because he was great defensively and a higher 7, but I can't ignore the fact that he was so poor in possession with Coufal.
I'll go next. I'll give him a 7. I agree with Alf. His positional play is poor. He's strong in the air. It was a good captain's performance. I would say that's about it, really, in my opinion on him. 7. Mitch.
I'll give him a solid 7. Defensively, yeah, he done very well. He done his job as a centre half, but in terms of pushing forward the ball, passing it forward under pressure, terrible. Very awkward. And I agree with Alf. It looks like he's got worse. He's got worse. He's got slower. In terms of on the ball, which is a shame. I like him as a solid centre half, but yeah, he does need that kind of good ball playing centre half next to him, like Aguerd, although he didn't have the best of games yesterday. But yeah, Zouma, good game yesterday. Overall, solid 7.
7 for you. We move on. This man, Nayef Aguerd. I see a lot of stick for him. And listen, I'm going to go first. I don't think he was as bad, really, as people make out. He was bad, but he wasn't as bad as people were really going in on him. Like really, really bad. I think second half he got better. I think first half he was rubbish. I'm going to give him a standard 5. Keep it sort of real. Yeah. He wasn't great, but he wasn't vintage. But in the second half, he did stop Solanke when Solanke was running through, and he done a good clearance there. I don't know what it is with Nayef Aguerd at the minute, but it seems 1 minute he's very, very good, and 1 minute he's like he doesn't know how to play football, and we just don't know which one we're going to get. I think he's going to be all right. I think he's a top defender, so yeah, I'm going to give him a 5 yesterday. It wasn't his day. It was a pretty bang average performance from him, really. But the criticism that he's got, I think, is very, very harsh, extremely harsh. So 5 for me. Lucas.
Yeah, first half. I didn't think he was terrible first half. For me, he had one moment that was really bad. It was that one half a chance that he created for Solanke. The ball come out there. He took a horrible touch. He tried to trap it out of the air, and it just did not work his way. Solanke got on the ball, and thankfully, he just kicked it right to Areola. It wasn't a great chance. But besides that, I thought he was okay first half. Second half played a lot better. He had a game-saving tackle on Solanke in the second half. I thought he passed the ball forward decently, but again, I don't think it's enough for me to break into the good performance. But I think overall he ended up having an all right day. So I'm going to give him a 6.
6 out of 10. Mitch.
I'll give him a low 6. Yeah, I see a lot of 5s, and I didn't think he was great at all yesterday, but I think he made up for it sometimes with some big tackles. And I actually thought in possession he was actually really good. I actually thought in possession he was really good. I made up for what Zouma didn't. In times when he was under pressure, I remember he made some really good passes straight into midfield as it passes. But again, where he needs to prove himself and improve is he needs to switch on more. He needs to be a lot more alert. He seems like he's too composed sometimes. It's weird because he gives me that kind of. He looks like a defender that would be switched on all the time, but he isn't. And that was a problem last year when in the box he completely missed out his man. And obviously the United game where he just completely lost his head, completely turned off. He needs to switch on. And this is a big season for Aguerd because we know he's got the technical ability. But that doesn't mean anything as a centre half. It really doesn't. Everyone was saying Diop's going to become the next best thing when he was young and had a good first season at West Ham. Turned out to be absolutely terrible. So if you can't stay switched on and you're not the strongest in defence, which he ain't, he doesn't dominate strikers. He can get dominated against. Like strikers can really easily push him off the ball and strike him off, which he needs to improve on. Because if he doesn't, then he could be a flop. Yeah. And I don't like to say it, but I do.
He ain't going to be a flop. I
do think he's a very good footballer, but that doesn't mean anything in the Premier League. Because centre half, you've got to have more than that. You've got to have the basics. You've got to have the fundamentals of a defender.
Ironically, go ahead.
I'll give him a low 6.
Low 6.
Ironically enough, our long passing was so bad yesterday, but Aguerd was probably our best long passer of the ball. 3 out of 6 of his accurate long balls and 6 passes into the final third yesterday.
What are you rating him, Lucas?
I gave him a 6.
6. Alf, what are you saying?
Disappointing. Disappointing. He should be better than this. He should be a lot better than this. He's got the ability. He's got the technical ability. As Mitch, I actually think he probably does have the fundamentals, but he's letting himself down. He switches off too much. Solanke kept getting in behind him. He kept having to make.
But that's the fundamental. I'm talking the fundamentals in terms of positional play and awareness.
Yeah,
Like the defenders that could only dream of stuff and technical side of the game that Aguerd has got with his pace and his quality on the ball, but they like Bobby Moore, for example. Bobby Moore wasn't the fastest. He wasn't the best on the ball, but he was.
He would have killed to be 6'2", 6'3", and have the pace.
Yeah,
that
exactly. Thiago Silva's proven it in the Premier League right now.
Yeah, what are you saying, Alf?
I think he's quick, good on the ball, but I thought yesterday he switched off way too much. I thought Solanke bullied him. I think he kept having to make last-ditch tackles as a result of his own positional mistakes. He's getting a 5 from me, and I think someone in that changing room needs to give him a slap.
Well, that's a bit harsh, but I understand it. Let's move on.
I agree with Tay. It's funny because he's not great. He's not really built for a low block like Moyes likes to play, really. He can play that way in terms of out of possession, like from the back. But in terms of, sitting in, we've always said that he's not great at defending his box.
All right, let's get to Emerson. Lucas, I'll let you go first. You backed this geezer up for a long time. You said to get him in over Cresswell. Cresswell wants to go on strike. Emerson wants to go on the pitch. What is that?
Give me the guy that wants to be on the pitch for West Ham United. I thought yesterday he was okay. I thought he was fine defensively. A bit underwhelming going forward, but I would say he just wasn't really. I don't want to say he was a ghost. He just wasn't very active in the build-up, and I'll say that with Bowen as well. Those two in the build-up were a bit like they weren't involved as much as they usually are, but I don't think by any means Emerson was bad yesterday. He was okay. I'm probably going to give him a 6.
I'll go next. I thought he was all right. I thought he was on that left-hand side. There was some times when he was working well with Benrahma on that side. I'm going to give him a 6 also. Pretty standard rating for me. WestHamOnline.
6, I thought in possession he was good. Very lazy at one point when he went forward. He pressed. I'd like to shout out Jack Elderton who highlighted it. He pressed forward on their opposition right back, and it took him a full 20 seconds to get back in position. I don't know whether that was fitness, but I've seen this a few times.
That sounds like a certain left back that used to play at this club.
Yeah,
no, Creswell put everything on the line for the club. Emerson is
really.
Emerson,
actually, I remember clear as day countless times where we'd attack and Cresswell would be jogging back whilst we were getting countered.
Emerson was okay. He's a 6. He was good in possession. I think he switched off a little bit defensively, but I wouldn't say he was poor defensively.
Real quick, can we all agree yesterday if we would have just tried to possess the ball a bit more instead of just trying to go just racing out the gates, we
needed someone with a calm head to calm the game down, like a Ward-Prowse would have been perfect for yesterday.
And I'm not even talking like the whole match. If there was about 3 or 4 if there's about 3 or 4 more times in the match where we just decided, you know what, let's keep the ball for 5 minutes, try and build up the pitch. I actually think we probably could have won, but we were very helter-skelter, in my opinion. It almost worked, but
I was extremely cagey the game.
Yeah. That's why when Fever said it was boring, I was like,
it was boring, mate. It was boring. It was boring.
Yeah, I didn't think it was boring at all.
It was boring,
I nearly
mate.
fainted.
Right, well, you can faint. Right, you're saying 6. Mitch, what are you saying for Emerson?
6.
6. Also, we'll move on to this man, Tomas Soucek.
Oh, this one is going to be so much fun.
Here we go.
I want Mitch to go first.
Go on. I'm going to let Mitch go, and then I'm going to say my bit and all. Go on, Mitch.
In possession is pretty much a ghost, but I kind of like it with Soucek. If is a ghost and he's just doing the defensive work, then that's as good as it's going to get, really, because I don't want to see him anywhere near that ball. But every time he kind of got near the ball, touched the ball, defended, I thought he'd done a good job yesterday.
He had
done his job.
45 touches yesterday, which seems to be like the average with everyone else.
Yeah, he wasn't a ghost in possession. I thought he was awesome in possession yesterday.
Awesome?
He wasn't.
Was he like doing rainbow flicks and like?
No, he kept
roulettes.
it simple. He done what a DM is meant to do. He done his stuff.
How is that awesome? It's awesome for Soucek, but it's not awesome.
So he just done his job then. So basically,
awesome.
what you're saying is, right, you're going to
such
praise him up.
No way do you think it was awesome in possession. That's such a fucking lie.
That display in possession from Soucek would have been called awesome if Flynn Downs done it. Flynn Downs done that, everyone would have said it was awesome.
Mate, I don't understand.
I'll give Soucek a 7.
7. I agree with Mitch, 100%. Overhyped, unless his performance. I expect him to do that every week against teams, not just Bournemouth.
At West Ham.
Right? I'm going to say this. Let's see what he does against Chelsea. Right? Then I will eat humble pie. If he does well against Chelsea,
I want my DM to dominate the match and own that midfield.
Exactly that,
control.
Right?
Soucek didn't really, did he?
Well, people are saying it was amazing.
He didn't.
People are saying he's amazing, he's unreal. I'm thinking, mate, what Class A drugs are you on?
Very good.
You've got to be on some sort of Class A. I'm telling you, I don't get it. I don't get the hype.
What are you giving him?
I'm giving him a 7. I agree with Mitch, 100%. Right? I think he had a good performance, but I expect him to have a good performance against Bournemouth, against Philip Billing and whoever else.
Well, that's what we're rating on. We're rating on the match he played yesterday, not
Right, he had a good match. Right, he should have scored a goal, but there was a time in the second half where he gives the ball away, literally straight to their left back, and he's running through. And I'm thinking, Soucek, what are you doing? Do you know what I'm saying? And then people will give him a bit of praise because he's done his job yesterday. His job.
Whoa, James.
Come on, man. You've got to get real. And you've got to get off that fence and get out of the closet of being an Arsenal fan.
Look, it is because it's Soucek. That is why people are going to give him these high praise. Which I agree, he deserves it for him. But if that was Rice, so Rice is still playing for us. And Rice played like Soucek did yesterday. We were saying, average Rice performance.
That's his job.
Can I give my analysis?
Go on, give your analysis.
Here we go.
Gents in the chat, I think what you've just watched is some really poor analysis by two panelists here.
Before he carries on, he said Soucek was awesome in possession. If you agree that he was awesome in possession, keep watching.
He was.
Yeah.
He was awesome.
He wasn't. He gave the ball away multiple times.
As Lucas said.
I don't know what game you was watching now.
He had a decent amount of the ball yesterday. His passing was decent. He got an assist.
So his passing is decent now.
I thought it was awesome. Well.
You've gone from awesome to decent in a space of about 10 seconds.
I thought he was awesome.
You chat some
excellent.
Follow.
In the other box, both boxes, he was outstanding. He won everything. He won all the flick-ons. Defensively, he was brilliant. Yesterday, he was class.
Emotional damage.
You wind me up, bruv. Honestly, you chat the biggest load of pony I've ever heard in my life, mate. I've heard in my life. Right? I can remember 3 times that he gave the ball away. 3. Right? And I'm not being funny. You're telling me about he had decent passing from awesome passing. I don't get it. I don't get what some of the stuff you come out with. I really don't. That is why you just should not do Class A drugs, heroin, speed, or any of them sort of stuff.
He was awesome.
What are you rating him, Alf?
8, easily.
Oh my God, mate!
No, that's 8. I think most people would give him 8.
Mitch. Yeah. He's giving him a
8. Man, that was a very good performance.
He was our man of the match.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
He wasn't our man of the match. No way.
He was our man of the match.
He was. He's the man of the match. Oh my God, mate! I can't believe it.
Oh, no way!
God, Lucas, talk to me, man.
He was in contention for me. He's 1 of 4 I thought about, but I'm not gonna say you two are on Class A's, but I think you are being incredibly harsh. And I know it's Bournemouth, but he had a fantastic match yesterday in both boxes. He had an assist.
What an assist, by the way!
It was.
Oh my God!
It was a solid pass. It wasn't difficult, but it was a good assist.
Totally.
Without Without
The
him,
build-up
Bowen,
was all because of Benrahma. But let's see if Benrahma gets a praise.
But without Soucek there, Bowen doesn't score, does he? No. So you
The
got to give
build-up
him
was
credit.
nothing to do with
If
Benrahma.
Areola didn't play the pass to Benrahma, then that wouldn't have happened. If Benrahma didn't do that, then it wouldn't have happened. If Fornals didn't make the tackle that won the ball, that made Soucek pass it. If Moyes wasn't managing West Ham, that goal wouldn't
Fornals
have
is the
happened.
reason that Bowen scored. Soucek
You can't
helped.
go and give an 8. Right? I'm not going to. It's your rating, yeah. But you can't go out and give high praise for a draw. Right?
He actually had 2 assists. He actually had 2 assists.
Whatever.
Oh, you
Go on,
just
Moose.
looked at the chat. He had an accident. He had a bit of an accident.
I'm only joking about it.
I'll keep it short. He was great in both boxes. I thought he was superb defensively. I thought he was good enough in possession. I didn't think his passing was bad yesterday. He could have scored, hit the post. Great in the air.
Oh, unreal.
There's something else I want to say, but yeah, no, I agree. He gets an 8.
8 out of 10.
He was great yesterday.
Mate. I expect to be like that every week, not just once a week. Do you know what I mean? Let's see what he's like next week, and then
all right. And if he drops a stinker, I'll give him a 3. We're going off.
Yeah, I know. But that is what I'm saying. Yeah, people will rave about this geezer. Yeah, and say to everyone, "Wow, it's amazing against Bournemouth," and then he'll get absolutely poleaxed against Chelsea.
You do the same thing,
mate. You can shut up. You're an Arsenal watch-along person. Right, let's move on to Pablo Fornals. Alf, I'll let you go first because he is your lover.
Fantastic. Been crying out for him to play in the middle. I thought it was awesome. His passing was good. He got on the ball. He won the ball for Bowen's goal with a brilliant tackle, actually. He had one shot in the final third, which was horrendous, and I never want to see him do that again. But yeah, he started every move. He got the ball off the back 4. He checks his shoulders. He's good on the turn. I'm going to give him a 7.
Lucas.
I thought he was brilliant yesterday, and he's going to join the 8 club for me with Zouma and Soucek. Thought he was brilliant. Made a lot of things tick. Made a lot of things click. And he is the main reason why Bowen had the opportunity to score the goal he did. And that is why I love Pablo Fornals.
I'll go next. Give him a high 7. I thought he was decent. I thought he'd done everything what everyone was saying. Definitely not an 8 for me. He wasn't the standout man for me, in my own personal opinion. 7. Mitch.
You know what? I still can't make my mind up with the man of the match, but I'm going to go for it. And it's going to be Pablo Fornals. I'm going to give him just an 8 for yesterday's performance. It's close between a few players. But shut up. I thought on the ball yesterday, he was much more consistent with his passing than he has been in the last season. And he was very good at his feet with the ball. And I was really happy with his performance yesterday. And it does go to show that in the centre he is a lot better.
Complete
and his work
player.
rate, and his defensive work rate as well was superb. So yeah, he's my man of the match.
Pablo Fornals, your man of the match.
Won 3 out of his 4 tackle attempts as well.
Right, we'll
7
move
passes
on.
in the final third.
We'll move on. We'll go to this man.
What'd you get Fornals?
7.
7? Okay.
Lucas Paqueta. Mitch, what are you saying?
I'll give him a solid 7. I thought sometimes in the final third he was too wasteful yesterday. Rushed the passes sometimes. But on the ball in terms of dribbling, getting out of tight situations, defensive work rate was absolutely sublime. He made the most tackles, I think, yesterday in the whole pitch.
My word.
Huh?
I said my word because he had so many. He had 11.
Did he?
Or sorry, he had 7. He won 7 out of his 8 tackles.
Yeah, he got about very
14
well.
14 ball recoveries.
Linked up play so well sometimes. He just needed to work on his final ball.
Mate, it was the long balls.
He tried long balls as well. Yeah.
Many.
We needed to calm it down sometimes just then. That was ultimately our downfall. So that's why I can't give him credit. He done everything else very well, but it's just that part. He just needs to calm himself and pick out a better pass.
He attempted 6 yesterday, and I thought that might have been a bit low. I think he tried a bit more than that, but 6
it's still a lot. 6 long balls is still a lot.
What are you saying?
What are you saying, Mitch? Mitch,
Hey, how's it going?
what are you saying?
I'll give him
Rating.
7.
7 out of 10. Right. Thank you. I'll go next. I'm giving him an 8. Man, the match
James,
for
you
me.
said a minute ago you can't give an 8 in a draw when we gave an 8.
I can give him 8 to this man. 100%. This man is top class. Tomas Soucek isn't. This man gets about the pitch well. Like people say about the passes that he sort of give away, but at least he's trying. He's trying to make something happen. But when we've got strikers that ain't moving about and ain't doing a lot, then we've got a problem. Do you know what I'm saying?
He's going to get bummed tonight.
He is severely, right? And at the end of the day, we need Lucas Paqueta here. We really do. We get rid of Lucas Paqueta, how are we scoring goals? Someone answer me that.
He didn't score.
Right?
He weren't involved in the goal, mate.
He don't have to
Ward
score.
Prowse.
Right? But we're going for Ward Prowse instead. What a downgrade. Right? I'm giving him an 8 out of 10. Lucas, what you saying?
I thought he. I don't know.
Right, when you look at best way of summing this up, when you look at West Ham, who was the best player on the pitch for you? Lucas Paqueta, 100%.
I thought he was one of 4 very good players.
No, get off the fence. 1 of 4. Tell me right now who was the best player in a West Ham shirt that you thought A, who hit the post right with an effort.
Me and Lucas
B, every
Soucek.
every time he.
I didn't say
Who's good
Soucek
at the
was
ball?
man of the match. I didn't say that. Paqueta is probably going to be the last 8 that I give. I am going to give him an 8. The only thing was that separates him a bit more. This rating was a bit harder for me just because I thought Zouma, Soucek, and Fornals were a bit more consistent in their overall play.
Yeah.
But Paqueta still all around had a fantastic match. Like I said, 14 ball recoveries, 7 tackles. If he just cut out his long passes, he could have been far and wide man of the match, clear of everyone else. But some of his long passes really just were not necessary, and I don't know what he was thinking. But I thought he was excellent yesterday. My man of the match is really tough because I've given 4 8s because I thought those 4 players were really, really good yesterday, and I think you can give an 8 to several players in a draw. But I am probably going to give Lucas Paqueta my man of the match because I think he done, again, just like with Fornals, he makes the team click. He makes the team move. He's the only one that really tries to make these creative passes, and he's our most influential player, and he hit the post once, gave his all. I'm going to give him an 8, my man of the match.
There is a God.
You did say though you can't give a player
God.
an 8 in a draw.
Thank God for that. Trust me. I don't know. I'm dealing with him tonight. I really don't. Do you know what I mean?
We can't move on until you admit you're wrong.
Mate, I feel like this, mate.
Emotional damage.
I'm bare emotional damage reviews, mate. Honestly,
James, don't avoid it. They've got you here.
I ain't got me anything, mate. Lucas Paqueta is a top class player scouted by Manchester City. Hold on, let me land, right? And Soucek is being scouted by Fenerbahce, mate. So let's go. You know what I mean? All right. West Ham Online, go next for your rating.
I will say that Paqueta was really good. I thought he was excellent. I agree with Mitch in the final third. He was a bit wasteful, but apart from that, I thought he was awesome. He didn't look like a man who wanted to leave, although I do think he would go to Man City. But he was playing for the badge, which I loved. There was one point when he done a slide tackle in the box and then flicked it between his legs, ran and got a foul, which I smiled and clapped at. I thought he was really good in possession. As I said, on the left-hand side, we're actually really good at keeping the ball. On the right-hand side, we sort of are horrendous. But yeah, I'll give him a 7 because you can't give an 8 in a draw.
I think, bar that, I think yesterday that was probably his best.
Not to the defensive midfielder.
I think that was his best defensive performance in the Premier League he's had. There was that one.
And you want to give him a 7?
There was that one European. I don't mind giving out 8s. I've given out 4. But there was that one European match. He had like 11 tackles, I think it was. But yesterday, I think was his best defensive performance in the Premier League.
Right, we'll move on.
Even if his tackling technique is completely wonky and fundamental.
Yeah.
But
Moving
he
on
positions
to
himself very well and he gets himself in good areas to
But
make
he
those
also
tackles.
whiffs
Yes.
on a lot of them because of
moving
his
on.
shake.
Moving on to Saeed Benrahma. Alf, I think you go first.
God, can we move off? I thought he
I
combined
can't
well
hear
in the
this
first.
first.
No, I
James,
thought,
please, can you go first?
no, I'm
Oh, go
already got.
No,
me
let him
land.
land.
Let me land. I thought his passing was good. I thought he kept the ball well in the first half. Thought he was involved in some nice passing moves. He slotted in. Hang on, I'm praising you. I'm praising your best friend. He slotted in Tomas Soucek, who hit the post, which was a good pass. But the usual. Every time he shoots, it's one of the worst things I've ever seen. His crossing was abhorrent.
He did have one shot that was a very decent attempt just over the bar.
Yo, that's what he always does. Just over the bar, conveniently, just
No,
over.
no, no,
straight
no,
down
no,
the
no,
middle.
no. Not that's not most of the time. Most of the time, it's a wet fart of a shot that just lands right into the keeper's
That's a
hands.
pound.
I agree. You got to agree with Lucas Alf.
What?
Go on,
No,
Alf.
it wasn't. It wasn't even close to going in. It was straight down the middle.
Go on, Alf.
Are you charging me a pound for saying wet fart?
No, you're Alf, will you land for crying out loud?
Yeah, his crossing was terrible. I thought he was shocking in the second half. Terrible defensively. I cannot wait for him to get benched, and that's on Moyes, just to clear up. But as I said, his passing was good in the first half, so I will give him a 6.
Right, I'll go next. Your hatred for this man is pure. Right, it is pure for everyone to see. I see it on Twitter. I see it on all social media outlets. I see it on every sort of news article going that you do not like Saeed Benrahma. Right. I thought he was crap yesterday. I thought first half he was good.
What a build-up.
No, I'm going to be real. Yeah, because I'm not like Alfie. I don't flip-flop, making out I'm an Arsenal fan in the West Ham community. Right? That's the thing. Right? Now, first half, he has a great chance. Yeah. Antonio plays probably one of the best balls he's ever played in his career to Benrahma.
Unbelievable.
Right? Ever. Yeah. He comes out onto the left-hand side, and I'm thinking, Benny, cut inside, never, ever go. Yeah. And he doesn't.
Hey, can I tell you what happened next?
He lays it. Hold on, let me land, man. You can interrupting me, yeah? I'm cooking tonight, yeah? Right, he wasn't good. Yeah, second half, he should have come off a long time, but that's on your manager, WestHamOnline, David Moyes.
Turn the oven off. Turn the oven off.
Do you know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? You can go to, as Snazzy says, Arteta online. Right, I'm going to say this. 5 for me. Benny, you've got to do better, mate. Otherwise, that little twat down there is going to keep knocking you. So if you watch this side, Benrahma, shut him up on Sunday. That is me done. Peace.
The fire department has come and they've put out the fire.
Lucas.
Yeah, first half, you know what? I'm gonna keep it simple. Benrahma just cannot find his mean. He can't find the in-between of where to play. He's so hot, he's so cold. He just cannot find any steadiness. And yesterday, some good bits, some bad bits. I just really wish he'd find some consistency. We might need I don't call him, but I hear shouts of Antonio being the Brentwood doorman. Saeed Benrahma has a case to be the Brentford doorman. Because I don't know what he does.
No, because he's tiny. He can't be a doorman.
He's the Brent.
He's not tiny anymore, Mitch.
He's the Brentwood janitor. He's the geezer in the toilet who does the aftershaves.
For me,
I'm not even joking, mate. He will give you a splash of brute on the quiet. Do you know what I mean? No, right? No, don't.
For me, though, again, I didn't think there was any bad players yesterday, so I'm not giving anyone lower than a 6. So I'm going to give him just a 6. I thought he was all right, but he needs to be better. I want him to just find consistency. He just can't. Yeah,
I know what you're saying. So do I. I must admit, in all seriousness, I wish he would just shut him up down there.
For me, he just doesn't have like an end goal or mission in mind. That's why we want like a dynamic winger at this club, because when they get the ball, they know what they want to do. They know what they want the end result to be. Benrahma just doesn't have a clue what he wants to do.
We will get to the striker of this club later on in the show. But before we do, Please smash a like on the video. Please subscribe to the channel and all that perks. Mitchell, rate him.
Smash a like for all the doormen out there. Brentwood, Brentford. All of them.
I'd give him a high
Thank you
five.
for the £10, Lawrence. Thank you. $10, sorry.
Did he?
Thank you, Lawrence.
Oh, yeah,
Much appreciated, mate.
Top man. Thank you very much. I would give Benrahma a high five. I thought his defensive work rate was absolutely terrible yesterday. Maybe not his work rate, but he just got beat every time a player tries to take him on. And on the Bournemouth side,
I thought his work rate was there, just defensively not great.
Yeah, it was just poor. He struggled to really have an impact in the attack. His overlapping passes with Emerson was alright at times. He linked up play in the build up pretty well, but that was about it really. That's what Benrahma was like. Benrahma was like imagine a graph, and it goes up and down. It's like a wave, and then there's one line that cuts right through the middle of it, and that line is effectiveness. He can never be effectiveness with his ability. He's never got that kind of like.
That's like Alfie with a bird, isn't it? He's
on that line is someone like Harvey Barnes, who's complete opposite of Benrahma. Where he doesn't control the fancy stuff.
It doesn't make sense because if you ask me, and I'm being genuinely serious, I think Said Benrahma is a better footballer than Harvey Barnes. But Harvey Barnes is dynamic. He knows what he wants to do, and how he plays is a lot better than Benrahma, in my opinion. I think Benrahma has better quality in a lot of more areas than Harvey Barnes, but his mentality does not allow him to.
I'd say Barnes
complete that mission.
Yeah, but I would say Barnes. Barnes is a better player. We rate him, Mitch.
Benrahma's crap.
I'd give Benrahma a high five.
High five, Bosh.
Oh, can I quickly clear something up? Everyone keeps going on as if he's inconsistent. I think he's really consistent.
Don't say it. Please.
You would say it, Alf. You know what I mean? With your Arsenal agenda.
Boys, it's time for Cornet to come into the fray.
Right. Let's talk about this man.
Don't even get me started.
Right. Let's talk about Michail Antonio. Right. Everyone's lover. Yeah. And this man doesn't even want to really. Right. Everyone doesn't want to be. He doesn't even want to be here. Mitch, I'm gonna let you go first. What do you think of the Brentwood Doorman yesterday?
He's back. The Brentwood Doorman is back, and he's getting paid good money as well, I've heard. So it's good to see. Hopefully, it'll be good to see him on the doors again. Done, I think, 1 or 2, maybe 3 good things in the whole game.
Agree.
The rest, he lacked in quality severely. Positioning, like in the final third, just nowhere. Like I don't know where he was really when building up attacks. I don't know. I mean, he wasn't anywhere near the box in good positions as per usual. His quality in possession was absolutely terrible. Besides from the one long ball he done, he just complete lack of quality. And when we needed someone to calm the game down and bring others into play, he just flat like a prick yesterday, and it was poor, really poor. For me, our worst player definitely yesterday. Very frustrating, and also his work rate was absolutely terrible. I get it; he's a big lump and his stamina ain't good, but when you do get on the ball, then you've got to do something, and he didn't. He literally did not press their defenders once. Like he was just walking about like the whole game. Really pissed me off.
I wouldn't say his work rate then was bad. You'd say his pressing was bad.
Okay, yeah, it's pressing. Yeah, that's a better word. I agree. Pressing. I'll give him a low 4.
Jesus.
Oh God.
You went to my rating. I'll go next.
No, you better not. You better not.
I'm giving him a 3, mate.
That's
crap.
awful. That is
mate,
terrible.
He's crap.
Go on, baby.
He is crap, mate.
Terrible.
That's me. I see this geezer. I see. Right, listen.
Jesus
Christ. We don't promote violence on this channel unless it's healthy. Do you know what I mean? Unless you want to give Alfie a slap, then you can. Right. He does one good pass that I remember. One. Right. Was he an attacking threat yesterday? This is our striker again. Yeah. He's supposed to be a striker. Yeah. He's supposed to be an attacking.
It's night and day.
100%, Mitchell. Let me land, bruv. Right. Also, right. He's in the middle of the pitch, right, into the park, and he's running around in a circle. He's going, I don't want to go that way. Do you know what I mean? I'm thinking, what is going on, right? And I'm not going to compare Haaland to him, right? I'm not. But when Haaland gets the ball, he runs directly towards the goal. Antonio's going around like Magic Roundabout or something.
I think if he wanted to give up the ball, he would have. I don't think he was running around in circle for his own entertainment.
He was running around like I don't know what he's running around like. Right, free, crap, yeah. Oh,
like so far past him some of his fucking gear.
Oh, don't worry, Nick. Don't worry. I could have given him a 2. Do you know what I'm saying? 3, crap, rubbish. Sickening. Right, not good enough. Shouldn't be here. Should have been sold. Doesn't want to be here. He should be gone. Simple as that. Stop mucking about. Stop praising him up like he's the 30-goal a season man.
David Moyes said there's no one better out there in his interview last week. Can you imagine?
And this
is our manager. This is our manager.
That is drug-taking material. 3 out of 10. Alf.
So far, Moyes and Antonio all on the same fucking gear.
Antonio, I mean, you've majorly gone over the top there. You're acting as if he's just... I don't know what you've just acted like, but let's get the good bits out of the way first.
Well, what good bits are there, Alf? Because it should be
passes I think I've ever seen.
One pass. One pass.
There was 2 or 3 occasions on the right hand side where he won a corner out of absolutely nothing. This is the good bits I'm getting out of the way.
That was once he done that.
No, it wasn't. It was 2 or 3. I'll get the videos out for you. He done a very good quick free kick from a foul that he won, in which Bowen entered the box and he should have done better. Okay, yes, he wasn't the best. His touch was poor at times. His passing was poor. Nothing to go like this about. I mean,
hold on a minute. He's supposed to be our centre forward, Alf. He's supposed to be leading the line.
We were.
Backs against the wall. He was back in Southampton, not in Bournemouth.
No,
do you know what I mean? Stop it, bruv.
He weren't great either. Jack Elderton, an analyst I have a lot of faith in, gave him a 7. And
but that's on severe.
That is incredible. Did he actually?
Yeah, mate, I completely get his reasoning.
But what are people seeing? So you tell me what he done, right? He didn't hold the ball up, right? He's passing. Did a bit of what?
He did hold the ball
up. Oh, no, mate.
Let him land. Let him land.
He's a silly prick. He's a silly prick.
He's going to get, from me, a high 5, which I think is complete. I mean... I think that's a bit harsh. If I'm
anyone
honest.
who gives him a 7, mate, is not on this planet, and I will debate.
Yeah,
any
Jack
man.
is not on this planet.
Right, I'm
7,
going to be.
You've got to be on severe cocaine. Right, that is incredible.
Right, how many shots did he have? Right, was he a presence in the box? Did he turn and run at his man? He done none of the above. None. And people are giving him a 7 for work rate.
Didn't really have the opportunity to take shots, to be fair.
Hold on a minute. Stop making excuses. Stop keep making excuses, right, for it.
There's no excuses. I've got numbers here to back that up.
Because Mbamba would have done better than him.
No, I doubt.
And he's sitting on the bench.
Against Bayer Leverkusen the other week, he looked like a lost puppy. And I'm not. That was because of the tactics. But again, yesterday in the last half an hour, we sank. You can't blame him for the last half hour. And I thought in the first half, he had some really positive moments.
You are chatting, brother, honestly. But
if it was Salah or Scamacca, you would have said,
mate, and Bamba would have turned and run at people. He would have run at his man. Antonio doesn't do it ever.
He did. Antonio quite literally did run at people. There was one time he got completely in behind there.
How did he not run at people? He had he completed 3 out of 4 dribbles.
Hold on. I want to ask the question here, yeah? So are you telling me when Antonio wasn't performing yesterday, you'd rather see Ings on the coming on than Mbamba?
No.
What
is that even relative to?
Right. So if that is the case, no, hold on. So if that's the case, then what are you saying about him giving the ball away? I can guarantee you, right? I can guarantee you right now that kid would have done more than what Antonio done yesterday. And I would have money on it with any man. 100%.
Can I have the lottery numbers, please? Because I won't put them
I thought we were just talking about Danny Ings. What are you getting at?
Right, get to Antonio, man. Rate him because I'll tell you what, I can't be having Alfie and other people rating him a 7.
I think
he didn't rate him a 7.
No. Boys, you got to agree. So you're literally Alfie licking his Eldon's ass because you said you agree with him. But you got to agree with me on this occasion that a 7 for Antonio's performance yesterday is nothing short of probably either attention seeking or looking to promote his rating just to get a bit of views. Get a bit of views. I mean, he's a fucking prick.
All right. Mate, stop.
Here we go.
I'm being serious.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna.
It really winds me up. His ratings are a disgrace. There's a reason why he got blocks.
Yeah, go on.
I'm gonna make mine short and sweet. I think he had the least amount of touches in the side yesterday. He had 36 touches. He only attempted 13 passes. He did have 3 successful dribbles out of 4, 3 ball recoveries at striker. That's not terrible, and he won half his ground duels, more than half of his aerial duels. I thought he actually worked hard yesterday, but it wasn't his best performance.
Good stats there,
Oh,
actually.
listen.
Hey, what are you
please.
laughing at? You just gave him a 3.
Listen,
That is disgraceful.
Listen, right? Shut up, everyone. I want you to read the
5 is
first
the
two.
highest you could give him.
Hold on.
36
I
points.
want Lucas to read the first 2 stats out, please.
What were the stats?
Well, you just read them out.
36 touches.
He had
That's-
36
he had
touches.
30
As a striker,
Really
is
good
he not supposed to be supplied?
And what did he do within 36 touches, Lucas?
You said he didn't dribble at all match. He had 3 successful dribbles out of 4.
Yeah, but it's okay.
You said he didn't run at anyone, which is a lie.
It's okay dribbling from your own half.
No. You said he did not dribble at anyone yesterday, which is wrong.
Oh, mate, he is bad.
How are you
Bad.
giving him a 3? I think that's a early contender for worst rating of the decade.
And you're telling me a 7 is justifiable, but we move.
No.
we
I
move.
gave him a 5.
Mate, you.
I'm giving
I
Antonio,
think a 7's worse than a 3.
No,
Personally.
100%.
I'm giving Antonio just a 6. I didn't
Let's
think he
be-
was that bad yesterday.
Okay, let's answer this question before we move on. I agree with Mitch. 100%. Me and Mitch on the same
Clearly.
wavelength tonight, right? What's worse, a 7 or a 3 for Antonio?
A 3, as that's abhorrent.
You are literally severely like.
Alfie Lucas, who was our worst player yesterday? In your opinion?
Coufal for me. Hang on. Yes, Coufal for me.
And so far defended well.
Yeah.
Yes, in
I thought
possession was
Antonio
terrible.
done some really
Antonio
good
just
bits.
wasn't good at all yesterday.
No, he did. He did some really good stuff yesterday at times.
I thought he did
dribbled-
some good bits.
To say he didn't take anyone on is a blatant lie.
You are.
Yeah,
you
I know he
are.
did take people on. I agree.
How many shots do you have on target?
This is all I gotta say.
Zero, I think.
Soufal had 67 touches yesterday. So going forward, he was absolutely useless. Antonio at least done something. So
But what? What did he actually do? Did he have a shot on
you
target?
said he didn't take anyone on, but he had 3 out of 4 successful
Oh,
dribbles.
mate. I can guarantee it right now. The young lad would have come on and done more than Antonio. And that is no
has
cap.
nothing to do with this at all.
No cap at all. Yeah, mate, well, it is because Antonio is playing games. He doesn't want to be here, right? But that's on
Look like
Alfie's
it.
We do
manager
need to
as per
strike
usual.
bad.
Right, let's move on to Jarrod Bowen, who is the only shining light at this club. I will say that. Mitch, I'll let you go first.
Making news pick
Bayern was every time he was on the ball, he was pretty good yesterday, pretty comfortable. In terms of the build-up, it was more so Fornals and Paqueta starting all the attacks. Bowen was pretty much a ghost in transition, but obviously the goal was magnificent, and that boosted him up by rating.
Yeah.
I'd give Bowen a hot. What does it by rating? I don't know. I'd give Bowen a. For the goal, he just gets an 8, purely for the goal.
An 8.
I'm going to give him a high 7. Just not an 8. I think the goal's brilliant. I think without him, we are in trouble. Let's put it like that, because the other two can't hit a barn door. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I think Bowen's getting back to how he was a few years ago. I'll be honest. Right, that season when he scored loads of goals and looked a threat. That's where I like him. I don't want to see him up front. I want to see him on the wing as an inside forward.
It's
So
the
I give him a
problem
high
with
7.
our forward line, and Moyes seems to be. I'm not going to swear. Seems to be happy with it. You've
No,
got
he's not. He's
Bowen
trying
with
to
great
players.
output, and then Antonio and Benrahma, both of them are bums. Just nowhere near good enough.
But the thing is, though,
what do we
Mitch,
aspire to be this season? Like,
Mitch.
are we going to be happy with Benrahma and Antonio for the whole season? It's not good enough.
yeah, ain't good enough, mate. And I'm going to be honest. Not even though I back Benny up, I can sit there and not be a flip flop like other people and say this is not good enough in the attack. Because I'm being honest, it ain't good. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'll give him a high 7, Bowen. Lucas, what you saying?
This is a tough one. I didn't say that I'd give another 8. There's 4 players I was locked on to give an 8, but when I'm looking back at some of these numbers, Bowen does seem justifiable to get an 8. I'm just going to read a couple of them off. He only attempted 22 passes, 68% completion, which not too bad for the low amount of passes. Only 47 touches, 4 successful dribbles out of 6. 3 out of his 5 crosses successful. won both of his tackles, half his ground duels, half his aerial duels. I'm actually you know what? No, because his goal was so good, and it was just that goal that we scored was just like beautiful West Ham football to me, hardworking, and then you bang it in with a quality goal. So for me, I'm going to go against what I was going to do. I'm going to give him an 8, which makes 5 8s today. And again, it's unfortunate that we had 5 pretty solid players yesterday, and we had the result we had. It's frustrating. I thought we were unlucky yesterday, so 8 for me.
WestHamOnline.
We weren't unlucky.
Personally, in
We
my
weren't
opinion,
unlucky.
in my opinion, just no offense to anyone who did give him an 8, which is most of the chat. I don't know where you've got an 8 from. In my opinion, I thought
his performance did well on an 8. It's purely for the goal that I boosted up to an 8.
I was going to give him a strong 7,
and the quality of it.
I would have given him a standard 6 if it weren't for the goal. I thought he was okay, and I love Bowen. The goal was unreal. Defensively, he was good. Apart from that, I remember one good cross he put in. One or two fouls. I mean, I think going forward, apart from the goal, he didn't do too much dissimilar to Antonio, and Antonio got a 3 from some of the panelists. So,
but he deserves a 3 because he's
I'm going to give him a 7.
You know what I mean? You need to get in the real world, bruv. Honestly, you need to stop getting off social media, get a bird, go out, enjoy your life, right, and stop keep chatting these bollocks that you chat online, mate. Because it ain't West Ham online; it's Talk Bollocks Online, FC. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Mate. And I will cook your ass, honestly.
I don't know how you've given Antonio a 3.
Mate, because you can't get a 3.
If Bowen didn't score yesterday, he probably would have gotten a strong 6 from me.
Right, let's move on to the subs. Let's start with this man. Let's start with this man. Danny Ings, the saviour. What are you saying, Mitch?
High 5.
That's disgraceful. You're giving him a higher rating than Michail.
Yeah.
You are not from this planet.
Oh, come on.
That's crazy.
Lucas, what are you saying?
But a decent one, and had a decent attempt. Obviously, it was blocked by defender. But that kind of one would never be made by Antonio.
Brilliant header from him as well when Emerson put in a lovely cross.
Yeah, that was embarrassing. Yeah.
That was embarrassing.
Oh, maybe a low 5. There you go.
I'm going to give him a 4. I thought he was 4. I can't believe.
I will give him a 2. I'll give him a 3 because he put on it. 3. He put on his shirt, put on his shorts, he put on both of his socks. His shin pads and his boots.
Your hatred is so real.
He was on for 20 minutes.
Was useless.
He was on for like 20 minutes, though. Come on.
And he was useless. Mubama should have been the sub 1,000%.
Mate, how can you say he was useless, right? He comes on, and then the first touch he gets, he's running through and he has a shot straight away.
He's useless.
Like,
oh, brilliant.
Did Antonio have a shot yesterday?
No, he did not. That doesn't mean it. I don't care if you have a shot. If it's not a good shot, why?
It shows that you got in the position to have a shot.
Exactly that.
Useless.
Who cares?
Exactly that, Mitch.
Antonio's positioning is disgraceful. It is embarrassing, actually.
Your headset stinks.
Congrats. He was on the pitch for 20 minutes, 10 touches, attempted 3 passes, 1 shot. Oh, better than Antonio.
The boys, you got a bit though. Antonio's positioning is so bad.
I know.
It is really bad.
They won't do that. Right, Alf, what you rating him so we can get through this ratings?
5 for turning up.
5 for turning up. Lucas, what you rating him? A 3, is it?
Give him a 3.
3 out of 10. There's no point rating Kera and Cornet.
The new midfielder, Kera.
Yeah.
I said he could play as a potential defensive midfielder.
And you're dead wrong.
That's disgusting.
We shall see.
That is disgusting from Alfie's manager. But we'll move on. Right,
this
man.
Well.
Hold on. This man comes on, and in 3 minutes, he becomes offside in 3 minutes. That's got to be a world record.
1.
Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying?
He's offside so much.
1 offside for him. Right, let's go to the ref. Lads, what you rating the ref?
Mitch, wasn't it you last season that said there was a period of time you wanted to see Cornet over Bowen?
Yeah, that's last season.
Lucas, you're actually going to piss me off now.
I'm going to give the ref.
Cornet didn't even get a start in the Premier League before I said that.
Man.
Right, can we move on?
Bowen's first 5 games in the Premier League, it was terrible.
Lovely.
And then Cornet didn't get a single
Lovely
start.
stuff.
Cornet didn't get a single start. He came on
Yeah,
against
because
Chelsea.
the first 5 seconds he gets
he
on
came
the
on
pitch,
against
he's
Chelsea.
offside.
He came against Chelsea, played really well in the last 2 minutes, even scored a goal, which should have been allowed. And I said he should have started because Bowen was terrible in that game as well. That
Cornet needs
wasn't
to
unfair
try
to say
rugby.
that at the time.
Right, can we actually
Right.
rate the ref?
Are you
It's
finished?
like saying,
Thank you.
would you take Ronaldo at West Ham?
No, I'll take your rating for the rest.
Would you start
That's
Ronaldo
all
at
right.
West Ham? No, because he's finished, past his best. But he's the greatest player of all time. Or one of the
mate,
greatest players of all time.
Mate, listen, right? Can I have the referee's rating, Mitchell?
I'm disappointing you, Lucas, trying to wrap me there. Trying to poke the bear.
Are you?
I
Are
think
you
I did.
The
I
ref
think I
gets a
did.
7. Ref gets a
Right.
7.
Alfie,
10. I thought it was brilliant.
Lucas?
I thought he controlled the match really well. I thought he let a lot play on, which I was very happy about. But his yellow card moral compass was absolutely shocking. It was terrible. Bowen was the first to see a card on his tackle, which was not a yellow, by the way. Lucas Paqueta had to have at least 8 fouls yesterday and got carded at the very end, which made no sense.
True.
And there was another player I can't remember, but fouled a ton. And Bournemouth fouled a lot as well. They got no yellow cards except towards the end. They got one, I think. But yellow card moral compass gets a negative 500. His ability to let play go on and let the match be free-flowing, I'll give him a 8. So altogether, I'm going to give him a 4.
4
which
for
is
you.
a really good rating from me.
I'll give him a 5. I thought it was an average performance from an average ref, but we move on. Let's go to this man. David Moyes. Oh, I can't wait for Alfie's rating on his performance yesterday. Do you
No,
know what I mean?
Alfie's going to give a fair rating tonight for Moyes. I can feel it.
Oh, right. So let's start off with Alfred.
I've actually given him a lot of criticism on Twitter yesterday. And I've even been told, there was even one person on Twitter who told me that I have an agenda against him now.
Who's that?
I thought, and before I do this, let me do this. Manager of the decade. I thought Moyes got a lot wrong yesterday. I liked the team. I thought the midfield choice was brilliant from Moyes. I liked Soucek, Fornals and Paqueta together. I didn't think it worked, but it did. I thought the team selection was good, but the in-game management was shocking. I thought, look, I don't know whether it was his decision for the team to sink in. Bowen's saying it wasn't. And I did actually hear Moyes telling the players to get up a bit, but I've no doubt that it's slightly because of Moyes, because the players are used to sinking in after scoring, which is due to the manager. So I have to put some of the blame on Moyes there. I thought,
well said. Well said.
I thought the first 50 minutes were really good. I really enjoyed it. Still some errors in possession, but we move. I thought the last half an hour he had an absolute shocker. I thought the subs were baffling. Cornet getting 3 minutes. I thought was
that Kara substitution has to go down as one of the worst I've seen at this club.
What Cornet can do in 3 minutes, there's nothing he can do. He should have been given 10 to 15. Benrahma was knackered and he's not very good. Cornet would have pressed onto their defence a bit more. Antonio should have been off from Obama, not Ings. That was baffling. I think even Moyes knew that weren't going to work. Mm-hmm. So the subs were shocking. Overall, an away point is an away point, but I thought Bournemouth were terrible and I thought they were there for the taking. So I'm going to give Moyes. Team selection was good. First 60 minutes was good, but last half an hour and the in-game management and subs were shocking. So I'll give him a 5.
I'll go next. I don't understand the logic in Moyes sometimes. Do you know what I'm saying? With the way he sort of wants to see out games. The moment Bowen scored, we didn't look like scoring another goal, if I'm being honest. We just sat there and just invited pressure onto us. And fair enough, you can be a good defensive team, but it only takes one bit of bad luck and then this team scores at the end of the day. I'm not happy with him at the minute. I really am not. Like, I look at him and I think, where's the free-flowing attacking football? We need these players in the door. We need a striker who wants to be here. Benrahma should have been subbed off. I don't get the Kara Fornals substitution. What is he seeing there? But to me, he's trying to see the game out, which I think's ridiculous, really. I'm going to give him. I'm going to give him a 5 because we didn't lose the game. But like I called this the other day on the preview. I called it on Twitter. I says this is a nailed-on draw because Moyes just doesn't know how to see games out. It is poor. It's very, very poor.
On our tactical thing, I did say to Lucas 1-1 or 2-1. I thought we might nick it 2-1, but sadly that didn't happen.
So yeah, I'll give him
I
a
think
5.
2-1 would have been a fair result.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know. Like, I trust me. In my comments section, Luke, people were saying that you saying we was unlucky yesterday. I don't understand.
Well, no. Then there's also people saying that we were going to get turned over, which we 1000% did not.
We won the XG. We won the XG, by the way.
Oh, that's a result. Mitch.
Bowen's goal, by the way, was a 0.03 on the XG. That's how good of a goal it was.
Shit.
Yeah, we say Mitch from Moyes.
For me, he's the reason why we didn't get the 3 points yesterday. So that's been majorly in consideration for the rating. Technically, the way we set up in the first half, it was good, but it wasn't brilliant. I would have liked us to have get the ball better. We was rushing it too much.
But whose fault is that, though?
Moyes.
That the play.
Moyes has always wanted us to get the ball up quick. No, Moyes has
Yeah.
always wanted us to get the ball up quick. We've never had possession over teams.
Hi, Mitch.
Huh?
Hi.
Ignore Alf. Go on, Mitch. Land. Alf is on one. He's had too much sugar.
I think Moyes really does piss me off, and I can only stand these kind of tactics and these results in terms of like them being on him and being not a player's fault but the manager's fault for so much longer. I reckon like if this keeps happening, this is going to be a couple more months before he does go. I like Moyes, but he's just close. I do think he's very close, very stubborn sometimes. Tries to stick with something that ain't working, and everyone can see it's not working, but he tries to stick with it. Antonio was finished like 15 minutes before he got subbed, and he was still on the pitch. Baffling why he was. We was getting torn apart on our left-hand side by their right-hand side. Benrahma was getting beat constantly in like defence when he's trying to track back. He was struggling. It had been the perfect time to bring on someone like Courtney, stick on the left-hand side, who also can defend a lot better than Benrahma. He didn't. He brought him on the last 3 minutes. Again, baffling. And the most dangerous attacks came from down that side. And the goal. The goal was built up along that side, and they scored. The way we sat back, just so disappointing. Against
What's
Bournemouth.
that on him, though, in your opinion?
100%.
It is, yeah, it is. Because whether you say it, whether Bowen says it was or wasn't, it's drilled into our team, and Moyes is very systematic and kind of demands our players to do certain things in a tactical way. That if that was a different manager, the game would have been different. And we all know that. We know.
What are you rating him? Mitch, what are you rating him so I can get these done?
Yeah, sorry. I'd give him a high 4.
But
For
quickly,
Luke.
Bournemouth striker Solanke, Moyes wanted him. He'd be perfect for us. Moyes' talent idea.
Yeah, well,
He's good, but he's not like amazing. He's not really looking at a more prolific scorer.
I think he's excellent.
I think he's
He
very
brings players into play well, but he's not like.
Let's just go and get a lazy striker like Scamacca again.
No, we've already got one of them.
No,
Antonio.
I want a runner. I want a very good player. Oh, I think Brian would be perfect.
Right, Lucas.
He's similar to Solanke.
For me, because we got a point, I'm going to give Moyes just a 5. I do agree. He is most of the reason why I think we fell off yesterday, even though I do think Bournemouth's goal was incredibly lucky. Any other day, that deflection off Soucek goes out for a corner or up the pitch, in my opinion. But we lack a killer instinct, and that's because of Moyes. Because once we go 1-0 up, we seem satisfied, and I don't agree with the philosophy of trying to keep a 1-0 lead. I think Bournemouth was there for the taking to score another, and if you want to protect a 2-0 lead, that's definitely plausible. I 1,000% agree, but you cannot protect a 1-0 lead like that. Substitutions were absolutely shocking if I had to give it a rating. Negative 1,478. The Kerr substitution, while it was horrible for Fornals, because Fornals is one of our best players easily, I was more shocked that Kerr was playing as a DM and not as a third center half. I thought maybe it would have worked a bit better if he dropped to center half, not as a defensive midfielder. Danny Ings coming on instead of Mubama is criminal, in my opinion. Antonio should have come off, in my opinion, about 10 minutes earlier than he did. So I'm going to, just a 5 for me.
Just a 5 for you. And that is it, gentlemen. That is the player rating.
Moyes is the same man that thinks there's no better strikers out there than we've got than Antonio and Ings.
Well, he wants
that
Solanke.
says it all.
He wants Solanke.
Well, I'm going to be honest.
He literally said himself that there ain't better options out there. If he really wanted Solanke, he would have bid for him.
Mate, it's disgusting. It's disgusting.
I want Maya Jama. That ain't happening.
James, right. I agree. It is disgusting.
Agree. It's disgusting that he's going to try and put Bowen as a centre forward now because he don't.
Oh no, it makes me sick.
Right,
that is started 2 people in the front 2 today. Neither a recognised striker, and it was brilliant.
Right, but listen.
Thomas Frank also had the unfortunate event that Tony had his betting ban.
He could have signed one. What do you mean, unfortunate event? He's had the whole summer to sign one.
So you're telling me, right?
Have you seen the budget we've had this summer?
Right. Yeah. So you're telling me.
Well, you should care because this man would rather sign Scott McTominay than a good striker.
Exactly. And this is the delusion that I have with people. Right. Solanke is a player that is mid. He's a mid player in a mid team. Do you know what I mean? I want a centre forward who can score goals on a consistent basis. I'm not a chief scout. Do you know what I'm saying? But do you know what I mean? Tim is the man, and Tim will find a striker out there somewhere. If you think that we're going to go for Dominic Solanke,
he's also mid.
Right?
Yeah, he wants Folkberg. Yeah, well done, Tim. And do you know the other guy he wants? A woman abuser. That's what he wants up front.
Right, but that's down to your manager because he can't get the best out of strikers, can he? Your manager keeps wanting to put wingers as strikers because he has no idea how to get a striker to score goals at West Ham United Football Club. Right, we've got Danny Ings in here, who's an Aston Villa reject. We've got a young lad who should be chucked in, and he isn't. And we're going with Michail Antonio. The only thing he's good at is stopping people in Brentwood on a Friday night. Do you know what I'm saying? So.
Club's Premier League all-time top scorer. Been here 8 years. He's won a Euro.
Listen, mate. Listen, Cresswell's been here 9 years, but it says it all when Cresswell don't even want to play. So I've done with his player loyalty stuff because it proved it with Declan Rice when that man starts singing at Forever North London and all that. Do you know what I'm saying? That just says it all. Well, you do. You're an Arsenal fan. It says it all. But what I'm saying is that David Moyes has got no idea how to get best out of strikers. And let's be honest, that's a concern. If we can't score 2 goals to win the game, then how are we going to score?
We need Peter Crouch in this side.
Oh, we want that fucking Fulcard geezer from Werder Bremen or whatever it is.
Yeah,
that's useless lamppost.
To act like Solanke's not a good player is ludicrous in my opinion. I think he used to be really, really.
I don't think he's bad. I think he's just really average.
He was excellent. Yes,
he's average.
He was genuinely excellent
compared to Antonio. Yeah, he was.
No, overall, it doesn't matter who it was. He played unbelievably. Apparently, Tottenham won him.
I'll use Fever's excuse earlier. He's playing against West Ham United.
Oh, mate.
I've seen him play well so many times. Mate, I liked him the whole of last
season. The exact kind of striker I think we need is someone like Nicholas Jackson. If you saw Nicholas Jackson today for Chelsea, someone exactly like him.
Yeah, I agree.
Agree, 100%.
So Nicholas Jackson.
But you want to go for Dominic? You want to go for Dominic Solanke?
He didn't say he wanted to go
for very similar profile. To
look, even him, even this man, right? From Nottingham Forest.
I would take him. Yeah.
Oh, you would take him, mate. We'd take anyone at the minute because we've got like strikers who can't even have a shot on target. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, no, he's not that great at bringing others into play, though, and that is a problem.
I love that guy. He's well good. Him and Solanke would be my targets.
All right.
You are joking. You are joking.
I'd slap 35 million on Bournemouth's doorstep tomorrow. No, I'm not joking.
You are on severe crack, mate.
Remember this.
I will remember
when
it.
he's doing well for Tottenham Hotspur, who are going to buy him. He's going to be awesome for them.
Well, that's wrong because they've just put a bid in for Romelu Lukaku. Do you know what I mean?
That is rubbish.
Mate, anyone who thinks that going from Bournemouth to West Ham United Football Club and he's going to score the goals for us, that man will get lucky to get 12 goals.
I don't agree with that logic.
12. Oh, that would be good for us.
Well, I mean, so what logic is it then, Lucas? Because that's where he's coming from.
I'm not judging him off the club he's at. I'm judging him off the player he is. I think he's bang average. I'm not judging him because he plays at Bournemouth. I mean, that's like saying James Ward-Prowse is bang average because he plays at Southampton. That's not true.
Anything else, Mitch, that you want to discuss in regards of signings? Can't hear about Dominic Solanke. People will just and then hold on. I've got something to say today. Yeah.
Here we go.
I've got this man.
This is going to be completely wrong. I know what this is.
I've got this man here saying about Cole Palmer for 35 million. 35 million for a kid who's had 19 appearances from the bench, and we want to go and slap 35 million on this kid. Biggest joke I've ever read in my life. Biggest joke I've ever read in my life. He's not worth 35 million. Simple as that. Right? How much is Mbamba worth?
He's a lot better than Mbamba.
What?
No, hold on. How much is it? Answer the question. No, answer the question.
Mbamba's worth
15 million?
10-15 million, I would have said.
That's the same amount as Cole Palmer for what he's done.
Come on.
Explain to me. Right, hold on. No, hold on. Don't keep saying wow like I'm patronising me like I'm a fucking idiot. Right? Explain to me what Cole Palmer has done in a Manchester City shirt.
He's scored goals for him in the Premier League.
Stop. Because this is fucking stupid what you're coming out with. when he comes on, right, and he's playing the Manchester City side, right, when they're 3-0 up, and he's making 10 minutes and 15 minutes appearances, right? Yeah. But you're going to buy potential. That's what you keep telling me.
Well, James,
isn't that what our support wants? To buy potential. All these
clubs you idolise buy players from Brazil.
Not at 35.
One game for 30 million.
Listen, right? I agree with that comment. He's obviously good, but he's not 35 million good.
Yeah, 35 million.
Level as Mbama.
So let's not start laughing and thinking it's all funny. He's not worth 35 million.
No, but he's not worth the same as Mbama, though. Come on.
No, but everyone's saying about Mbama's going to be the next big thing. Yeah, next big thing, right? Now, if Mbama plays the same amount of games as him, is Mbama worth 35 million?
No, because he's not as good. He never will be.
That's if he plays those games and he does score goals.
How can you say he's not that good, right? When this kid comes on as a sub, he doesn't start many games, if any.
He's not great enough on the ball. He's not great enough in his all-round play. Cole Palmer, you can tell he's better with the ball at his feet.
You can
the fundamentals.
He's not worth 35 million.
Comparing the two.
Look, listen, he's not worth 35 million.
He scored good goals.
No, he scored one goal, Mitch.
No, he hasn't. He's one man.
He scored one goal.
City twice.
No, he scored one goal in a competitive competition. He scored one goal, and that is in the Champions League when City were about 4-0 up. Right?
I agree. He's not 35. He's not worth 35 million.
On Sunday or whatever it was.
What against your team? What, a friendly? I'll be eighth.
It's better than what Mbama's done.
No, so okay, if we're comparing players,
and he just started playing. But what I'm getting at is you're comparing him for 35 million, and you're looking at Mbamba and going, "Oh, Mbamba's hasn't got the potential." Like, you're making no sense.
He never
hasn't got the potential.
I don't say he's got the potential. He's just
Alfie Chat's the biggest load of pony I've ever in my life.
So if Alex Scott goes for £25 million,
and he's got
but the valuation on Cole Palmer's £35 million.
Right.
What is I don't see the argument because
Alex Scott plays regularly, or has played regularly for Bristol City. Cole Palmer.
Terrible argument. Just because you play regularly, that doesn't make any sense.
What? So you're telling me being a substitute, coming on for 10, 15 minutes in a team that is the best? Hold on, let me land. Yeah, the best team on the planet coming on when they're 3-0, 4-0 up. But you're going to knock. Hold on, I'm not finished. You're going to knock a geezer who does season after season with Bristol City, but you're not prepared to say that about Cole Palmer, who is
you were
not
talking about Cole
£35 million.
Palmer having 1 goal last season. Alex
Okay.
Scott also had 1 goal.
Okay, no, real quick.
But
Fornals has played more than Conor Gallagher. So because Fornals plays more consistently than Conor Gallagher did last season,
well,
that makes
you're wrong.
Conor Gallagher.
Well, you're
not
wrong
good.
there. Well, you're wrong there straight away because Fornals didn't play hardly any games last season, and Conor Gallagher has done it at different clubs. He done it at West Brom.
Just
He done
because
it
a
at Crystal
player
Palace.
plays more than another doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I don't get this.
Well, it obviously does because
No.
if he's playing more,
He's not
then
better
he's
than
obviously
Mahrez.
doing more on the pitch.
No, he's just
And if
not
anything-
better than Mahrez.
mate.
If anything, it shows that the fact that Cole Palmer's playing more for Man City, for a better club, and he's getting more minutes.
Yeah,
Bowen got more
Mahrez-
minutes. Bowen got
Brighton
more
did
minutes than
30
Mahrez
million
last
for him.
season, but is Bowen
Mitch,
better?
he's had 19 appearances in 3 years.
That
he
argument
hasn't.
stinks.
He's literally a youth player.
Yeah.
And he's worth £35 million.
Yeah. Brighton bid 30, by the way.
Aren't you part of the crowd that wants to spend
Mate.
money on young players with potential?
He's not worth £35 million. I do not care what
You
anyone
can't have your
says.
cake and eat it too with this whole
But,
thing. You
James-
can't.
All right, this
He's not
discussion can be had on another show if you're linked to him again, and it'd be a good debate. So let's leave
He's
it there,
not
'cause we're not going to
worth-
agree tonight.
Exactly that. What do I say, Alf?
Brighton bid 30 million for him, by the way, and that they're arguably the best club at recruiting in the league.
Well, they're
And let's leave
overpaying.
it. And let's leave it there.
They're overpaying for a player who hasn't played consistently in the Premier League. But we want to go out and spend. And this is the thing. I'm going to say this.
Unproven, you
Right?
saying?
No, hold on. People say about who's the geezer from Ajax that we keep getting linked with? Kudus, right? Oh, we won't go and get him for 40 million, who's proven.
Other clubs want
That's
him.
not the argument.
No, who's proven, who scores goals in the Champions League. But we'll go for Cole Palmer at £35 million, who's made 19 appearances. That is the biggest joke I've ever heard in my life.
What's your argument? Arsenal and Brighton want Kudus. That's why. It's because of the high demand. It's not
Right.
because he's got a bad
That
price.
don't make any sense. So it's like saying we should have signed Neymar when he was at 18 years of age in the Brazilian
Agree.
league when he was doing crap.
Agree.
Then you're
Agree
wrong.
with us. No, what I'm saying is, Kudus is ready to go now. Cole Palmer isn't.
I'm saying Neymar was ready to go back when he was a prospect.
So if we sign him, if we sign him, I hope you don't turn around and go, "Oh, he's putting in bad performance. Is he ready?" He plays for Manchester City for a reason, yeah. And the reason is he's come through there.
Oh,
Mate,
we should be discussing this now. This is player ratings. Let's move on.
Mate, yous are fucking deluded, mate, tonight. All the three of yous are fucking deluded, honestly. I've never heard so much shit from all three of yous. Right? I've had this argument with Lucas all fucking summer, yeah? He wants tried and tested players, but he wants to go and get Cole Palmer. That absolutely makes no fucking sense
Who wants to go
whatsoever.
get Cole Palmer?
Right? Anyone who wants to go and get Cole Palmer right now, yeah, and not loan to buy him for a season is on drugs. He's on drugs. You've got to be on...
I thought you were blaming Moyes for not getting young players into the door.
What do you mean, blaming Moyes? He doesn't even play our young striker. So
Yeah,
what chances?
what you're saying is you want Moyes to play young players, and now you're saying you don't.
He's not worth 35 million, Elf. I don't care what anyone's saying. Well, he's not even worth 30 million, in my opinion. That's Manchester City tax. He's worth about 25 or 20.
Mate, that's the market.
Yeah,
It ain't the
market's
market.
inflated.
Well, let's stay away from Manchester City's like player. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he's just
I
he's
think
not worth
25 million is a fair valuation of Cole Palmer.
I think
Right.
you'll get your money back, 35 million, definitely, because he's going to become an unbelievable footballer. Anyone who's watched him enough, he's so good. He's genuinely a ridiculous talent.
So how many times have you watched Cole Palmer then, Alf?
Life ain't
7 or
fair.
8.
What?
7 or 8.
What, 7 or 8 in 3 years?
Right.
And you can remember
7 or
remember
8
all the
full games. I've watched him.
He hasn't played-
sub appearance. There was
Mate.
one game he played in the Carabao Cup where he was genuinely, he was so good. It was
What's that?
unbelievable.
the Carabao Cup. The Carabao Cup, mate. Oh my
He was
god.
good
All
in
right.
the under 21 Euros.
That's- That's enough,
Anyway.
mate.
Okay.
That's
He
enough,
was
mate.
outstanding in the under 21 Euros in the summer.
Mate,
which Alex
mate,
Scott
Cam-
never played in.
Mate, he's a decent player.
25
I'll give him that, but he's not worth 35 million. I don't care. You can sum it up any way you like. You can get the mathematics out. You can get the calculators out. You can get the chalkboard out. He's not worth 35 bar.
Charlie Boy
100%.
said you need to put 25 in the square jar.
Yeah, I know, mate. I need to just deduct it out of all your wages, but it is what it is. Right, let's wrap this up. Lucas, let's do the outro, everything. You know, we move.